Welcome to the MTM Wealth 8 podcast, where we turn financial chaos into your personal cash machine. I'm your host, Lara Kane. Right now, March 2026, the world is in the middle of the Iran-U.S. war that kicked off February 28th. U.S. and Israeli strikes took out Iran's top leadership. Iran hit back by shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, and oil just spiked hard. Brent crude is bouncing between $88 and $100 a barrel after hitting $119. Gas in the U.S. is already up 24% in places. The dollar is surging as the ultimate safe haven, and global supply chains are feeling the heat. A lot of people are scared they're about to go broke. Today, we're flipping that script. My guest is the man who's helped thousands turn crises into seven-figure wins, finance guru Alex. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Lara. This war is painful for most families, but for smart money, it's one of the biggest wealth transfer events of the decade. Let's teach people how to protect what they have and actually get richer while everyone else panics.
Perfect. Let's start with the basics so our listeners don't make the number one mistake most people are making right now. Question 1. Alex, paint the picture fast. How exactly is this war hitting everyday wallets right now, and why are so many people on track to lose 20 to 30% of their purchasing power in the next 6 to 12 months?
Simple math, Lara. The Hormuz closure knocked out roughly 20% of global oil supply overnight. That's the biggest disruption in history. Every $10 sustained rise in oil adds about 0.4% to global inflation and cuts GDP growth by 0.2%. We're already seeing U.S. gas at $3.70 average. That's $1,200 to $1,800 extra per family this year just on fuel and groceries. The killer mistake? People keep spending like nothing changed. They see higher prices and pull out credit cards or sell stocks in panic. That's how you go broke. First rule, treat this like wartime budgeting. Cut every non-essential expense by 15 to 20% immediately and redirect that money into your war chest.
Got it. So protection first. Question 2. Walk our listeners through the exact 3-step crisis shield you recommend so they don't wake up broke 6 months from now.
Step 1, build a 6 to 9 month cash buffer in a high-yield savings account or short-term treasuries right now. Rates are still decent. That money buys you peace and time. Step 2, ruthlessly kill high-interest debt. Credit cards at 22%, pay them off before you buy one more share. Debt in a rising rate environment is a wealth destroyer. Step 3, diversify like your life depends on it. 20 to 25% in gold or gold ETFs, GLD or physical, 10 to 15% in quality bonds or bond funds, and keep the rest in a mix of U.S. energy, defense, and a little international. Never put more than 5% in any single stock. This setup has protected people through every oil shock since the 1970s.
Love the no-fluff plan. Now let's talk growth, because surviving is good, but thriving is the MTM Wealth 8 way. Question 3. The USD is exploding higher as the safe haven. Meanwhile, China is taking oil hits but holding steady. How can a regular person with $5,000 to $50,000 actually profit from both the strong dollar short-term and the coming de-dollarization long-term?
2 plays, 2 time frames. Short term, next 6 to 9 months. Ride the dollar's strength. U.S. shale companies and energy ETFs like XLE or USO are printing money because America is now a net exporter. When oil stays above $90, these names can deliver 30 to 70% gains. I've seen portfolios up 42% just on energy since the strike started. Long term, 12 to 36 months, position for RMB rise and de-dollarization. Iran and China were already doing oil deals in yuan. This war accelerates that. Put 5 to 10% into RMB-linked assets or BRICS-exposed funds. There are a couple of ETFs tracking that. China looks like the unlikely haven right now. Their stocks fell less, their currency held firmer. Smart money is quietly shifting.
Question 4. Which specific sectors and tickers should listeners be watching to turn this crisis into real wealth growth? Give us the war portfolio allocation.
Here's the exact mix I'm telling my private clients. 25% U.S. energy, XLE or XOP or top picks like Exxon, Chevron, or ConocoPhillips, they benefit most as America fills the gap. 15% defense and aerospace, ITA or LMT, RTX, contracts are pouring in. 10% gold and commodities, GLD and some copper and mining for supply chain plays. 10% renewables and batteries. China is speeding up its electrostate shift because of this pain. Long-term winners here. 40% broad market, VOO or QQQ, but with a tilt towards quality dividend pairs. Rebalance every 60 days. If oil hits $120 plus, add more energy on dips. If peace talks start, trim energy and rotate into tech. This portfolio is built to deliver 15 to 25% annualized even if oil stays elevated.
Question 5. A lot of our listeners are still in debt or starting from zero. What's the fastest 90-day plan for them to stop losing and start building wealth in this exact environment?
Day 1 to 30, cut spending 20%, pay down one credit card and open a high-yield savings account and auto-transfer $200 to $500 a month. Day 31 to 60, start a side hustle tied to the crisis, energy consulting, shipping logistics freelance, or even a simple YouTube or TikTok channel explaining oil prices. Monetize fast. Day 61 to 90, put your first $1,000 into an energy ETF or gold. Compound that. I've watched people go from $3,000 debt to $15,000 invested in 90 days doing exactly this. Mindset shift. Treat this war like your personal wealth boot camp.
Question 6. Stagflation is back. Higher prices, slower growth. What's the one investment most people are sleeping on that actually grows faster in high oil, high inflation periods?
Real assets that produce cash flow. Quality dividend energy stocks and commodity producers. They raise prices with inflation, so your income rises with it. Also, tips, inflation-protected treasuries for the conservative part of your portfolio. Avoid long-duration bonds right now. They get crushed when rates stay high.
Question 7. Final big question. What's the brutal mindset shift listeners need so they come out of this war richer instead of broke?
Stop thinking like a victim. Every crisis in history created more millionaires than any bull market. The 1970s oil shocks made energy investors rich while everyone else complained about gas lines. This is the same. Protect first, then attack. Never sell quality assets in panic. And remember, the war will end. The people who positioned early will own the next decade.
Powerful. Alex, thank you. Listeners, here's your immediate action list tonight. Calculate your new war budget and cut 15 to 20%. Open that high-yield account and move your buffer. Put at least $500 into an energy ETF or gold this week. Come back next episode. We're doing a live portfolio teardown with real listener numbers. Drop your biggest money fear in the comments. I read every single one. If this helped, share it with one friend who's stressed about gas prices. Alex, final words?
Stay disciplined. Protect what you have, position for the upside, and in 12 months, you'll look back and realize this war was the best thing that ever happened to your net worth.
That's a wrap. This is Lara Kane with finance guru Alex on MTM Wealth 8. Stay wealthy, stay smart. See you next week.